Chapter 7, Specialized Dictionaries. Students, this lecture is going to be divided into two parts. In part 1, I'm going to deal with idioms and collocations. In part 2, I'm going to deal with dictionaries of errors and neologism. Part 1, idioms. The translation should, as an essential requirement, master the technique of the two languages, the Arabic language and the English language in our case, the source language from which he or she translates, and the target language into which she or he translates. The mechanics may include basic grammar as well as the linguistic heritage of her or his native language. Vital to the translation also is the linguistic heritage of the foreign language. So this means that a translator, when he translates, we will have to look at the source language, that is the text you are translating from. And the target language is the language to which you are translating. The translator should be aware of the basic grammar of his own native language as well as the foreign language into which he is translating. And he should also be aware of the linguistic heritage of the foreign language, of the conventional expressions and phrases in the foreign language, which is equal to the whole body of cultural conventions that appear in idioms and collocations. So the linguistic heritage of the foreign language appears in knowledge of idioms and knowledge of collocations. Certain types of dictionary focus on these since they form the most complex part to master in a foreign language. So mastering idioms and mastering collocations depend a great deal on studying, on remembering, on knowing the different idioms. Now we are going to know what an idiom is. So this is the complex part of the language. The knowledge of a language is not merely a knowledge of its basic grammar, it is also a knowledge of the common heritage or conventional expressions that are present in a foreign language. This comprises idioms and collocations. What is an idiom? Idioms are of two types, pure idioms and figurative ones. The pure idiom is an expression which is fixed, but whose meaning is not deducible from those of the separate words. So if you have an expression, the meaning of which cannot be inferred from the meaning of its separate words, then this is an idiom. It's a pure idiom. Idioms are divided into two main types, pure idioms and figurative idioms. Pure idioms are words, it's an expression, the meaning of which cannot be inferred from the meaning of its separate words. This is the definition of an idiom by the concise Oxford Dictionary of Current English. An Arab translator reading a pure idiom for the first time will find it impossible to understand. The meanings of the individual words do not constitute the meaning of the whole idiom or of the idiomatic expressions. Pure idioms come about when combinations of words are recognized in the language through frequent use and reuse. So through continued use and reuse, a particular expression or a word combination becomes recognized in the language. And finally, when this recognized expression becomes petrified, تتحجر, it is fossilized or petrified, then it becomes an idiom. So a pure idiom is an expression that has been repeatedly used, frequently used, and reused, and it is recognized through its frequent use. And when that expression finally becomes petrified or fossilized, then it becomes an idiom. An idiom is an expression the meaning of which cannot be deduced or inferred or understood from the meaning of its separate words or individual words. I'm giving you some expressions of pure idiomatic traditional images which you may already know. These are birds of feather flock together. طبعا دي كلنا عارفين الإيجم دي. الطيور على أشكالها تقع. It is said when a particular student befriends some other students, for example, who are negligent, who are lazy, etc., who like to spend a pleasant time together and neglect their studies, etc. People in glass houses do not throw stones. Again, you know this idiom very well. اللي بيته من زجاج ما يحدفش بالطوب. Another idiom, conventional pure idiom, the straw that breaks the camel's back. القشة التي قسمت ظهر الجمل. Another idiom is to kick the bucket. يموت. Blow your brain out. يتخلص من نفسه بأن يطلق رصاص في الرأس. Blow a fuse. يثور من الغضب. Blow the gaff. يذيع السر. Blow hot and cold. يغير رأيه في موضوع موضوع ما مرارا وتكرارا. The second type of idiom is that of figurative idioms. These are figures of speech, صور شعرية, such as similes, تشبيه, and metaphors, استعارة, which have become petrified and which may be thought of as idiomatic. So figures of speech such as similes and metaphors may become fossilized in the language, and therefore they are idiomatic. When a repeated image, صورة شعرية, image معناها صورة شعرية, becomes petrified through reuse, it becomes an idiom. Expressions among the figurative idioms that are mentioned in your book are star-crossed rovers, sea change, and cheek by jowl, where these were first established by Shakespeare. The first means unfortunate lovers, lovers who are not lucky, who have got bad luck, سيئي الحظ. The literal meaning of the second is change as a result of being in the sea, and its idiomatic use is change in the milieu or the environment. So if you travel to England, for example, you will find a sea change. There's a sea change. The travel found a sea change when he traveled, the tourist found a sea change when he traveled to London, which means a change in the milieu or in the environment, تغيير في البيئة أو الوسط الاجتماعي. The third means cheek by jowl means close together. The translator is advised to avoid them when doing Arabic into English. So do not use idioms or idiomatic expressions when you are translating from Arabic into English. There are two reasons. Because the meaning may not be absolutely clear, and secondly, because the translator may change the structure of the expression, but which is by definition unchangeable. So you are Professor Anani, the great translator, of course, and scholar. he advises you that if you are translating from Arabic into English, you should not use any of the idiomatic expressions or idioms for two reasons. The expression itself may not be very accurate, and there may be changes in it when idioms are by definition expressions that are unchangeable. The second thing is that the meaning may not always be absolutely clear. Example, the expression out of the blue is an adverbial phrase meaning quite unexpectedly, غير متوقع. يبقى out of the blue معناها غير متوقع. ده حسب Webster's New World Dictionary. Webster's New World Dictionary explains it by saying as if from the sky without being expected or foreseen. It is different from a bolt from the blue. So out of the blue is an idiomatic expression or is an idiom which is different from a bolt from the blue. Because bolt means saqa, and a bolt from the blue is something that happens unexpectedly, which is unpleasant, which is not good, which is not fair, which is not good. It is unpleasant or catastrophic. On the other hand, out of the blue does not have this meaning of being catastrophic. It may mean unexpected, something that happens unexpectedly only, or it may mean some catastrophic event that has occurred unexpectedly. So it has got the favorable and out of the blue has got the favorable and unfavorable meanings, whereas a bolt from the blue indicates something of an unpleasant or catastrophic nature. Exercise. Translate the following idioms into Arabic. Distinguish between pure and figurative idioms. Of course, I have given you the translation. The translation is not really mine. It is by Alia El-Gindi, and she has given, and you are requested to check dictionaries for translators by Dr. Muhammad Anani from the Anglo-Egyptian Bookshop 2000. Here you are requested to translate the idioms. All the idioms are about the word hell. They have got the word hell included in it, and you are requested to identify whether it's pure or figurative. Whether it is a pure or figurative idiom. Hell hath no fury like the woman scorned. Figurative, it means a woman will make someone suffer if they treat her badly. Don't be so sure she'll forgive you. Hell hath no humor like a woman scorned. إن غضبة المرأة لكرامتها أشد من نار جهنم. Hell on earth. If a place or situation is hell on earth, it is extremely unpleasant. With every example, there is a sentence in which the idiom is being used, followed by the translation. So the sentence is, soldiers who survived the war described it as hell on earth. معناها موقف عصيب مثل الجحيم. It is figurative, of course. FIG means figurative. All hell breaks loose when a situation suddenly becomes noisy and violent, usually with a lot of people arguing and fighting. Example, this big guy walked to the bar and suddenly all hell broke loose. تحول الموقف فجأة إلى حالة من الهرج والمرج انفلت الزمام. B, hell on wheels. Figurative, to behave in an angry or difficult way. When he was ringing, Ken was hell on wheels. يتصرف بهياج شديد. Catch, get hell. If it is figurative, if you are going to catch hell, someone will be angry with you. The example sentence, we're going to catch hell when she finds out we used her car. Translation, يعاقب بشدة. Come hell or high water. You are determined to do something even if it is difficult. I'll get you to the airport by 12 o'clock, come hell or high water. مهما كانت النتائج. أيا كانت النتائج. Frighten, scare the hell out of somebody. Pure, to make someone feel very frightened. He drives like a madman, he frightens the hell out of me. يرعب أو يخيف بشدة. Get the hell out. It's an order for someone to leave a place. Leave a place very quickly. Get the hell out of my house before I call the police. اخرج, اطلع برا بسرعة, غور. Give them hell. Figurative. Something that you say in order to tell someone who is going to take part in a competition, try harder to win. So if there is a competition or a football game or a match, you say to them, give them hell, meaning you are better than them, and ابذلوا قصارى جهدكم وعرفوهم قيمتكم. Go hell for leather, to go somewhere or do something very quickly. He was going hell for leather to get to the supermarket before it closed. يذهب بسرعة, طيران حمامة. Go through hell. Figurative, to have an unpleasant experience, especially one that lasts for a long period of time. The poor woman's been going through hell over the last few months, not knowing whether her son was alive or dead. يمر بموقف عصيب أو بتجربة مرة. Go to hell, an impolite way of telling someone that what they do or say is not important to you. We usually say go to hell. يعني أعلى ما في خيبك ارقبه أو اتفلق أو اشرب من البحر. I don't think it's a good idea to shout at him, go to hell. Go to hell in a handbasket. When people are in an extremely bad state and becoming worse, the example is he believes the welfare system in this country is going to hell in a handbasket. I believe that coronavirus infection in Egypt is going to hell in a hell basket. يعني في حالة يرثى لها من السيء إلى الأسوأ, في تدهور مستمر. Not have a chance or hope in hell. Figurative, to have no chance at all in achieving something. She hasn't hope in hell of passing these exams. الأمل مفقود تماما, ليس هناك أدنى أمل. لما يموت مش هيحقق اللي عاوز يحققه. Hell's bells, something that you say when you are very surprised and annoyed. Hell's bells, the washing machine is overflowing again. يا دي الحوسة. Play Merry Hell, it's a pure idiom to complain a lot or behave very badly. She played Merry Hell about coming on this trip, but I think she enjoyed it in the end. يكثر من الشكوى أو التذمر. Again, I'm explaining the strategy of presenting each idiom. I put each idiom in bold, and then I say whether it's figurative or a pure idiom. I give its meaning, and then I give an example sentence, and then the translation in Arabic. Put somebody through hell, figurative, to make someone suffer. Our coach put us through hell trying to get us fit for the big race. يرهق شخصا بالعمل الشاق، يطلع عينه يكفر سيئاته. Raise hell, to complain in a loud and angry way about something. She raised hell when she discovered that her office has no windows. يقوم الدنيا ويقعدها. Until hell freezes over. This means that they will not get the result they want. They can talk until hell freezes over. They won't make me change my mind. لما تنطبق السما على الأرض. Fight or run like hell or work like hell. When you do something a lot and very quickly. We heard the alarm and ran like hell. يجري أو يعمل شيء بسرعة شديدة زي المجنون. Be hell bent on something. Be determined to do something, usually something that people think is wrong. Local fans seem hell-bent on causing as much trouble as possible during the match. مصمم أو راكب دماغه. Next, we move students to collocations. So far, we have distinguished what an idiom is. So far, we have distinguished what an idiom is. We have taken example of pure traditional idioms, such as birds of feather flock together, kick the bucket, a straw that breaks the camel's back, etc., etc. These are traditional expressions. They are pure idioms. An idiom is defined as an expression the meaning of which is not deducible from the meaning of its separate words or individual words. Now we come to collocations. Collocations. Some people think of collocations as another category of idioms. Collocations, وهو هنا احنا أخذنا قبل كده collocations several times of words which habitually co-occur with each other. اللي هي الكلمات المتصاحبة. أول مرة أتيكوا فيها الترجمة بتاعت كلمة collocations. Collocations are defined as a combination of words in a language that happens very often and more frequently than would happen by chance. تعبير زي resounding success is a collocation. Crying shame, خجل واضح و فظيع are examples of English collocations. Other may be admit defeat. When you admit something wrong that you have done. Admit cheating, for example, or gain access. These are all collocations. The difference between collocations and pure idioms is that they are more flexible in their formation. They can be used in different combinations. So just as we have in the vocabulary crying shame, we also have crying need. In fact, all phrasal verbs, verb plus particles, formations and nouns preceded by prepositions belong to this category of collocations. Here are a few that deserve your attention. By accident, by chance, unintentionally. The example sentence is, I met him by accident in town. Of one's own accord, freely, willingly. The example sentence is, he joined the Open University of his own accord. With one accord means unanimously, يعني بالإجماع. They decided with one accord to go on a strike. On no account, under no circumstances, on no account will I buy another laptop for you. On one's account, because of someone, I don't want to lose my job on your account. In advance, beforehand, I'll pay for this computer in advance. To advantage, in favorable light, the old palace is seen to an advantage at sunset. In focus, distinct, sharp, clear. In your photograph, the man's face is in focus, but the rest is blurred. Out of focus, indistinct, blur. Everything in the photograph except the man's face is out of focus. By force. A country should not gain superiority over its neighbor by force, يعني بالقوة. In force, in large numbers, the police arrived in force on the scene of the riots. In form, fit, at one's best. He is in form today and should win the race. Off form, out of form, unfit. Not at one's best. He refuses to compete today as if he is off form. Collocations deserve special attention from the translation, especially when the target also has its own fixed collocations, which the translation has to abide by as well. So when translating, you are translating from the source language to the target language. So you have to understand the collocation in the source language, especially if the target language also has its different fixed collocations. The translation of a single word can be different in every context, according to its collocational pattern in the target language. And this is very, very important, students. It tells us that a word can be translated into several different words depending on the context in which it occurs. Because the collocations in English are different from collocations in Arabic, or the collocations in the source language are different from collocations in the target language. The source language here, students, is the English language. The target language is the Arabic language. We will look at a group of sentences which are very, very important. They have been very well translated by Professor Anani. And I think that this example is very important. Open your books, please, page 112 to 113. He saw a great danger looming in the horizon. لقد رأى خطراً داهماً يلوح في الأفق. ف great danger اترجمت هنا على أساس إنها خطر داهم. There is a great difference between reporting what you hear and interpreting it. هناك فرق شاسع بين، يبقى في الحالة دي great difference ترجمها فرق شاسع، يبقى في الحالة دي great مترجمة شاسع. هناك فرق شاسع بين نقل ما نسمع وبين تأويله. الجملة الثالثة, the great effect of the social transformations can also be gauged by the standard of living. Gauged معناها measured, can also be measured, تقاس. يبقى the great effect هنا التأثير الهائل ترجمها. من الممكن دائما قياس التأثير الهائل الذي أحدثته التحويلات الاجتماعية بمقياس مستوى المعيشة. نمرة 4, he realized the great cost involved, but still established the company. كان يدرك التكاليف الباهظة لإنشاء الشركة ولكنه أقدم على إنشائها. يبقى great cost ترجمها تكاليف باهظة. يبقى لما تيجي مع الفلوس أو التكاليف بنترجم great باهظة. The great difficulty encountered means faced or met, wouldn't dampen his enthusiasm. لم يفتر حماسه رغم الصعوبة البالغة. Great difficulty هنا ترجمها بالغة. It was great fun to watch the play. استمتعت بمشاهدة المسرحية استمتاعا شديدا. نمرة 7. He had a great shock to hear the news. تلقى صدمة شديدة أو صدمة قاسية. Great shock عند سماع النبأ. نمرة 8. He studied the biographies of Muhammad Ali the Great and Alexander the Great. لقد درس السيرة الذاتية لمحمد علي باشا الكبير والإسكندر الأكبر. So you see here, students, that this example is very important because we have the word great translated several times in different ways. At times it's shadid, at times it is akbar, at times it is baligh, at times it is bahiz, at times it is dahim, etc., depending on the context in which it occurs, that is the sentence in which it occurs. Collocations are two or more words. Again, I'm defining for the second time collocations for you. They are two or more words that are often used together in the way that happens more frequently than would happen by chance. They are frequently used. Words that go together, that which are frequently used, rather than being together just by chance. Or by coincidence or accidentally. This should alert the translation to the idiomatic sense. The use of appropriate word combination shows awareness of the idiomatic nature of the language on the part of the translator, which is very important. It is important to use the appropriate word, and it tells that the translation has mastered the language. The use of appropriate word combination shows awareness because of a recognition, because of a mastering of the idiomatic nature of the language. It affects the quality of the translation. Yes, of course. The fact that collocations do not necessarily coincide from one language to another makes the use of idiom and collocation dictionaries essential. Dictionaries of idioms and collocations. First, there is Oxford Dictionary of Current Idiomatic English. If you are going to pick up translation as a career, you should possess these dictionaries. You should possess one or more general English dictionaries, such as Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionaries or International Cambridge Dictionary, or Collins co-build. A translation trainee or translation student should also possess bilingual dictionaries such as Al-Mughni Al-Akbar, Al-Nafis. You can download these dictionaries on your laptops. And also you should possess also dictionaries of idioms and of collocations. Here are some suggested titles for dictionaries of idioms and collocations. Oxford Dictionary of Current Idiomatic English, 1984, by Cowie, Mackin, and McCaig. Oxford University Press, Dictionary of English Colloquial Idioms, 1986, by Wood and Hill Macmillan. The BBI Combinatory Dictionary of English, edited by M. Benson et al., Amsterdam, John Benjamins. The publisher is John Benjamin. Finally, I will end up this lecture by giving you another exercise. This exercise includes idioms in which the word go is used. Guided by the explanation given, translate the following idioms, and I have added the translations for you. The answers are given for you. S means subject. The first example with go is go begging, which means not to be wanted, be available for anybody who might want them. Go begging for a job, go begging for a job vacancy, for a house, for a seat if you are in the bus and all the people are seated, and an elderly person boards the bus, he goes begging for a seat. شيء غير مرغوب بيدللوا عليه شيء سهل المنال لتوفره. Go blue in the face, appear bluish because of a cold, with fear, go blue in the face with cold, go blue in the face with fear, with fright, and with terror. لونه انخطف هنا في a typo mistake. لونه انخطف عادة من الخوف، ارتعد خوفا أو بردا. Go be broke. To go broke or to be broke is to become bankrupt, يعني يفلس. Go cold on the deal, lose interest in it, or not carry through at all a proposed business or transaction or an agreement. The partner or the client or the customer went cold on the deal because of the coronavirus pandemic. يفقد اهتمامه بصفقة أو مشروع. Go crackers, become mentally unbalanced or disturbed, يعني يتجنن. Start to behave eccentric or foolish. Go crazy, bananas, mad, يتجنن. يضرب مش معنى يضرب معنى مخه يضرب. Go dead, cease to function, stop responding, cease to be interested in something. The machine went dead, the computer went dead, it stopped. Cease means stop. It stopped functioning or it stopped responding. The class went dead, يتعطل بالنسبة للجهاز أو لا يستجيب بالنسبة للشخص. Go their different ways, continue their own journeys, disperse in different directions, يعني يتفرقون كل في طريقه. Go easy on something, use something moderately. The mother asked her son to go easy on jam, يعني يستهلك منه قليل. Use something moderately, sparingly, in not too large quantities on coffee, for example. Go easy on coffee, go easy on butter, go easy on bread, go easy on beer. يستخدمه أو يتناوله بكميات معقولة ولا يسرف في استخدامه. Go get far, rise greatly in social position, a profession or the arts. Become very effective or successful. It applies to a beginner, pupil. The pupil went far, the pupil got far in his studies, that is, he improved a great deal in his profession or in his studies. It can apply to also a movement. ينطلق مهنيا أو اجتماعيا، ينجح بصورة كبيرة. Go farther and fare worse. Go in the hope of finding something better, but in fact end with something worse. هي بترجمه هنا اللي نعرفه أحسن من اللي ما نعرفوش، بس أنا I don't accept this a translation. Go great guns, do something strongly or successfully, be very fashionable or popular, يحقق نجاحا وشعبية كبيرة. Go green about the gels in the face, start to look pale, sickly colored from nausea, يصبح شاحب اللون، لونه مخطوف. Go run like a clockwork, function or proceed smoothly, regularly, according to a plan. يعني يشتغل زي الساعة، يعمل بدقة ونظام وفقا لخطة منضبط كالساعة. Go like the wind, move very fast, pass very quickly. The subject is the printer went like the wind, the horse, the car went like the wind, the week or the month went like the wind, ينطلق كالريح. For example, you can say the month of Ramadan went like the wind. Go native, adopt the customs of a foreign country that one lives and abandon those of one's own. In order to be appreciated in a foreign country, the student has to go native. يتطبع بطباع أهل البلد التي يعيش فيها. Go follow one's own way, follow one's own inclination. يعني يمشي بمخك، يعني يمشي حسب نظامه الخاص، يمشي بدماغه يعني. Values, interests, or work methods not the same as the group with whom he is expected to conform. يمشي حسب نظامه الخاص، يمشي بدماغه. Go the pace, lead a life of continuous or excessive social activity. يعيش بالطول والعرض حياة المتعة والصخب بلا مسؤوليات. Go purple in the face, start to look dark red through being flushed with blood. This takes place when someone is angry or furious or when he is frustrated. So he went purple in the face with anger. He went purple in the face with fury. Fury is another word for anger. He went purple in the face with frustration. يغضب بشدة، تنتفخ أوداجه من الغضب. Go the right, wrong way, have a favorable, unfavorable result. You can say go the right way or go the wrong way. This applies to a contest, a dispute, خناقة, a trial, محاكمة, or a hearing. سماع محاكمة في المحكمة. Go slow, reduce work or activity considerably. This applies to railwaymen, to air traffic controllers, to railways. يقلل من العمل والنشاط كنوع من الاحتجاج والاضطرابات العمالية. Go slow. So railwaymen went slow on purpose in order to ask for a better wages. Go slumming, it is used derogatory. It's a derogatory term or collocation. Visit the house of poor people on fact-finding or charitable missions. يتنازل ويذهب لبيوت اليتامى والفقراء. Go turn sour. Sour يعني more. Become sour. It is no longer fresh or sweet. Figuratively become unfriendly, unsatisfactory, unproductive. So usually say the milk has become sour or the beer has become sour. But you can also apply it figuratively to life. Life has become sour when there is life have become sour to many people during the corona pandemic because of a loss of jobs. Friendship and friendly feelings can also become sour, and this is a figurative use. أصل go sour معنى يحمض أو يفسد لما تتقال على الأكل تفسد أو تتعكر العلاقة أو تتدهور الحياة الاقتصادية. Go steady with somebody, have a stable relationship with somebody of the opposite sex of the kind that leads to marriage. استمر في العلاقة مع طرف من الجنس الآخر حتى تنتهي العلاقة بالزواج. Go straight, give up dishonesty or crime as a way of life. The prisoner went straight after he has left jail. يستقيم أو يتصلح حاله. Go the way of all flesh, live and die as other men do, suffer any of the changes, hazard, or temptations which men are faced with. يجري عليه ما يجري على غيره من البشر. Go west معناها die, perish, be lost, يموت, يهلك. Go wrong, take to crime, go wrong, take to crime يعني ينحرف اجتماعيا. go wrong, err يعني يغلط يعني to make a mistake جاي من كلمة error. go wrong, err in calculation, judgment or management في الحكم على شيء في الإدارة أو يخطئ في الحساب أو يخطئ في الحكم أو يخطئ في شيء في الإدارة. go wrong with somebody, fail, prove deficient or unreliable. يفشل يثبت عدم جدواه. A system goes wrong. For example, the air conditioning system went wrong or the experiment went wrong. يعني يفشل أو يعني يكون بايظ يعني يفشل. All right. With this, I will end my lecture. Thank you. This forms the first part of the lecture. The first part is on idioms and collocations. We have taken several examples of idioms on hell and go. We have taken several examples of collocations. You are requested to study the idioms very well. Some of these idioms, which are in the exercise, may come to you in an exercise in the exam at the end of the term. So one of the exercises that may come at the end of the term is an exercise on idioms or collocations. I would like to point out to you that the translation of the word great كخطر داهم كفرق شاسع كتمثيلية مؤثرة جدا. All right. All these different translations of the word great in different contexts as translated by Dr. Muhammad Anani are all very important. This part of the book is very important. I remember it is on pages 112 to 113, and he is giving 8 different translations for the word great that differ with every context. Thank you, students, for today.